So this is exactly how it works. We actually have a solar power box, something like we have here, its product, or if we have a partnership with a place like Ondo State or society, we can actually brand it for them as Ondo State Sun Power Box that they can actually sell out there in terms of partnership. Now it can power bulbs, your TV, your fan, your mobile phone, and then we made it adaptable to agricultural sector. It can power a low power solar dryer. It can power some earth facilities, low power and corporate employees. And then we have the social impact, reduced carbon print, job creation, among many others. In Nigeria, our market is basically 80 million people that have no access to electricity, and about 25 million. Our target market is 40% of this accessible market, which is 55-point-something million, with no electricity or generators at all. This is quite complex, so I'm going to explain a little thing. Our technology works around battery. We recycle some lithium batteries in order to have reduced cost. We have a mobile SMS technology incorporated in this device, and then we have an IoT operation that makes it have a remote monitoring and evaluation per time. It's a measuring system, but our solution basically is let the government decentralize power generation possibly to the states, and also let there be an official policy that allows an individual to generate power in their house and sell the remaining to the government or their neighbors. That is going to encourage that, and our product is around this. This is a small version. You can actually create something like this in a larger size that everybody can actually provide for themselves and a few other people. Now we have competitors already. MTN Lumos, actually, many of us are aware of that, but then their system is very low. It only gives 60 watt AC, so you cannot plug a fridge, you cannot plug some other things, but our system gives a better product. And then they make you be able to only buy it as your own after 5 years. But then we are providing something that within a year it can become your own permanently. We have our timelines in terms of idea conceptualization and prototyping. We already have our prototype working fine, and we're already working in partnership. We're creating the partnership that we need, and we hope that by the time we are in about March, we'll be able to get to the final massive operation in the market. Here is our projected stuff for 2019. We're expecting to sell 10,000 units by the end of 2019. We already have demand to some level because the idea still has been on for a while. We're expecting this revenue turnover, and we're expecting this partnership, cooperative societies, banks, communication companies, and then about 5 state governments. Thank you for listening.
All right. Power up.
Good afternoon. My name is Ilesomi Adi Ademola. I'm here to represent my team, Team Power Up. In Nigeria, we have what we call the main grid and the mini grid. The main grid is the national grid, and the mini grid are the renewable and clean energy. If you are saying anything on energy, you have to look at generation, transmission, and distribution. With our research, the problem is not based on generation. It's basically on the distribution. You as an investor, you are given an allocation to supply electricity to a location. You can't actually distribute because the existing facility to distribute is not yours, belongs to a company. So for you to distribute is a problem. Is a problem. So what you can do is you have to go and buy your own pole. You have to go and get your own things in order for you to distribute. So what we are projecting MTN, you can use Glo, you can use Airtel. If there is no network on MTN, you can use Glo. So a multi-phase smart meter allows you to use mini grid and use the main grid. What you just need to is to switch to the one you like, and you supply the end users with 24 hours electricity. This is the interface of the application. This application is embedded inside the multi-phase smart meter. This allows you to switch between the main grid and the mini grid. And with this thing, you can recharge, You can recharge, you can report problem, and the service provider can actually monitor through GIS. So our main target is Nigeria. We want to make sure that Nigerians have access to 24 hours electricity. Our market is to cover the whole country, because presently the issue of metering is an issue in Nigeria when it comes to electricity. When you get to any home now, they will tell you they don't have meter, they want meter, they want meter. All they keep saying is they want meter. So we are ready to give them not just a meter, but a multi-phase smart meter. So at least with this technology now, you can see that we are ready to use our technology to serve Nigeria with 24 hours electricity power supply, which is not an uninterrupted power supply. Presently, we have license to renewable energy distribution of facility, which has been a major issue. The policy on grant allows only for BEDC. So even though you provide electricity, you can't distribute. You have to go and lobby a BEDC to sell. So you can't actually distribute to them. And what we are projecting is, we want to make sure at the end of the day, the government can enforce a law that even though you are generating, you must provide a meter. There must be a metering system as compulsory for you. Thank you.
I had a question about, at least I think I agree with you that metering is the big problem. But especially with Ondo State, we are talking about Ondo now, our focus are areas that are either not connected to the grid or have no electricity. How do we meter when there's no power at all? That's my question.
Thank you. Presently in Ondo State, we have a lot of companies that are ready to provide electricity. They are ready to provide the energy to those locations, but distribution has been an issue. Even BEDC, they are ready to supply light to the Southern Central District, but the distribution network, they are not working well. And what caused the issue has been the meter. You understand? The problem started with metering. The community are complaining that there is no meter. The BDC are complaining that they didn't pay, but the community are complaining that they didn't meter them, that they can't pay what they are not using. So meter has been an issue.
So how will this solve these two critical problems you have identified? Because this is just a smart controller, just to switch. And you are talking about, who are those power service providers that you said are ready in Ondo State? Because I don't know them. And I'm active in this sector.
Thank you. Last year with our research, you understand that Ondo State, they did what we call PPP, IPP, Independent Power Projects. So they make an advert that they want external companies to come and do mini grid, which are on the renewable energy. They are ready to do it. But the problem is, how are we sure that in the next 10 years,
why can't you just say we should just have a distributed generation system? I mean, maybe you have read about NASCO.
Yeah.
The NASCO distribution generation in Jos. It's been on for so many years now. They just generate, it's a captive area, and they supply. And light doesn't fail for almost 40 years now. So why do we need this? Why can't you just concession a place where there is no electricity? You don't even need the meter. In your system, you design your metering mechanism. You don't need to rely on BDC.
The only difference is this multi-phase meter allows for mini grid and the main grid. Because as an investor, before you can do 1 megawatt, you have to have like 700 million. And before you can equip your money, it will up to like 25 years.
No.
I'm just saying, for instance, before you can equip your money, the agreement is like 25 years, and you can only supply to the areas that are off grid. When you can supply to the area that are off grid, and as an investor, how are you sure that in the next 10 years, your projection is 25 years, how are you sure that in the next 10 years, the national grid will not be there? So what we are projecting is, even though the national grid is there, with this multi-phase meter, you can work with national grid and the mini grid. It will supply your house. It will not be an issue. For example, now, if there is a mini grid service provider that is to supply footer, instead of you to disconnect from BEDC, you can use multi-phase meter. BEDC will supply you. The other company will supply you. It will just be like MTN and Glo. And you can have like what we call one card. With one card, you can load MTN, you can load Airtel, you can recharge any of the network.
Last question. For what's it called? What are the cost implications? A multi-phase versus a single phase.
The single meter is around 25,000 naira. The multi-phase is 30,000 naira.
So the price difference is just 5,000, and you're developing your own, I'm assuming.
Yes, this one is going to be a multi-phase. Is 30,000. The ordinary meter is 25,000.
No, what I'm saying is, are you designing your own multi-phase?
Yes, we are designing. We have the prototype already.
You have a prototype.
We have a prototype already.
Well, maybe later we'll like to see it.
Yes, we have the prototype already. All right, sir.
Take out. Come take us out. Energy. Let's go.
Good afternoon, panel of judges. Ladies and gentlemen, take oath. Good afternoon, panel of judges, ladies and gentlemen. A renewable energy expert once says that energy optimization is the foundation for energy independence. On this note, this team has come up with a device, a smart energy device to optimization for home appliances and office appliances. At this point, I will implore you to please watch this video put together by this team. I am Princess Ehigbokan.
This is Tunde. Tunde lives in Akure. Tunde is a struggling businessman. Electricity is his biggest problem, as his area experiences sharing for home and office appliances. Take Up team focuses on systematic approach to power generation, power transmission, power distribution, and most importantly, sector in Ondo State. With Take Up device receives 100 megawatts, can now enjoy extensions of Take Up device, which helps in reducing waste and consumes little or no waste. Tunde now enjoys reduction from his prepaid. What that means is that if Tunde buys prepaid card for 2,000 naira for 2 weeks, he now spends 2,000 prepaid card for 4 weeks. Wow! Isn't that beautiful? Talk to Take Up device team today and enjoy waste-free energy and save money.
Yeah, this is on behalf of the Take Up. We have a device. This device we are just generating. But why can't you think that the amount of the power we are generating in Nigeria, we can optimize your load usage. So we discovered that in Nigeria there are a lot of energy wastage in the house. Well, when this device is installed in your house, it take care of the device you are not currently used. That is, we have the circuit design and the concept already. So, and we can see that if the device is case a study of Tunde, that Tunde uses 2,000. Okay, our product. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah, Take Up is a device comprises of embedded system components, sensors network, and a IoT technology. such device will be able to work with normal house distribution board. If it's connected to house distribution board, from there it can control some of the appliances.
You gave us a lot of appetizing thing, but you are not convincing in this. Let me ask you. Sorry, let me ask you. There are several things doing the same thing. Maybe that will help you. What is unique about this?
So I just want to consider, maybe another team member can say.
What is unique about this device is that if you're using a prepaid card, for instance, and we plug it to that particular, what happens is that if the prepaid card for 2,000 naira is running at a particular megawatt for 2 weeks, because of this particular device, you will be able to enjoy your prepaid card for 4 weeks instead of that 2 weeks.
There is
So the
no.
question, what is technology?
Are we doing science or fraud? No. Are we doing science or fraud? I mean, is this just a concept in your brain?
It's not a concept, it's a concept that.
Do you have a prototype?
I think that works. So just don't yet to understand. How is it going to happen? The device, will it turn off my gadgets when it notices that I'm not using them? Let's take up. Okay, well, loop is not in the house. We can get going, right? Somewhere there. Don't worry, let me spell it out. W-H, can I spell it out? W-H-I-R-L-O-O-B. Yeah. W-H-I-R-L.
Prerequisite to the growth of we can tap from to give them power. They can get self-generated power from these places. This is just, please, let me take that back. This is a graph of, this is certain resources. The quality has dropped here. I'm sorry about that. But what we are tapping into basically now is the Ondo South part. That part doesn't have, most of them have not had light for over 10 years. And that side alone is about 30% of Ondo State. So what we are doing now, the part is close to the Pacific Ocean. And they are, it's close to the ocean. The gravitational vortex system is built in a, you know that primary school slide where children come and then it takes them around the loop. That's what we are doing here. It is designed. We need little flow of water from rivers. You see, this little micro. We're doing micro hydro with this. Okay, no problem, sir. So we're using this system beside, but what we're doing, they don't have blackouts. Accra doesn't have blackout for 10 years. For 10 years, Accra doesn't have blackout for 10 years, but these are people who need this thing the most.
Okay, good day panel of judges. We are Team Waipu and okay, sir. So basically, this system is called it's a micro hydropower system that makes use of low RPM turbine system to generate electricity. Now we all know that the highest percentage of energy in this country are generated from dams, from hydropower.